And welcome back to the channel. Pokemon has released the official trailer for the new mini set or subset coming out in Pokemon TCG Pocket. Let's jump into the trailer and then let's get into the card breakdown of all the so far released cards. There you go, the legendary dog, Secluded Springs. There's the Suicune, Mantike, Slowking, Milotic, Slugma, Entei, Stunfisk, and Phanpy. Okay. Raikou, love it. Latias and Latios. I bet you those should get their own EXs, huh? Not just holos. August 28th. All right, so as you can see up on the screen, Secluded Springs, it says launches Wednesday, August 27th at 11 p.m. So that could be the 28th for some people, whatever. But it's coming out here in, at the time of this recording, 5 days, 5 to 6 days. And I'll go over all these cards here in just a second. But yeah, that's the release date. And then we have, of course, debuting Sunday the 31st, we're going to have the backdrop here, a promo Zoroark drop event where you can get promo packs. That sort of thing is pretty cool. And you can get hourglasses, other rewards. That's nice. Here are all the cards that have been leaked or released, and we're going to go over them together. First and foremost, Raikou EX, which is my favorite of the legendary dogs. Yes, they are legendary dogs, even though they are more... They could be more reminiscent of cats. But Raikou here, basic 130 HP. Ability, Legendary Pulse. At the end of your turn, if this Pokemon is in the active spot, draw a card. That is awesome. And then it knows Voltaic Bullet. 2 energy, 60 base. This attack also does 10 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. Alright, that's pretty cool. 2 energy retreat costs, weak to fighting, that sort of thing. That's pretty solid, I think. I think that's going to see some usage. You know, now you have a better draw engine for the electric type decks with Legendary Pulse. Yes, it does have to be in the active spot, which is unfortunate, but still, that's pretty cool. I like that a lot. The next legendary beast is Entei EX, 140 HP, so a little bit bulkier. And then this one, again, knows Legendary Pulse. And then it has Blazing Beatdown, 2 fire energy, 60 plus. If this Pokemon has at least 2 fire energy attached, this attack does 60 more damage. Wow. Okay. So it could go up to 120. Yes, you would need 4 energy on that, but with the likes of like Magby, that sort of thing, that should be fairly easy to do. Weak to water, 2 energy retreat cost, all the basic stuff there. That's pretty cool. I like that. I think that's going to see some use, especially if you couple that with Magby, that sort of thing. And then we have Suicune EX, same ability, Legendary Pulse, and this one knows Crystal Waltz, 2 water energy, 20 times. So this does 20 damage for each benched Pokemon, both yours and your opponent's. That's awesome. So this is going to be very similar to the Pikachu EX, the first Pikachu EX, where it does 30 for each of your benched Pokemon. But if you don't have any benched Pokemon, essentially it does 0. So this isn't, you know, it doesn't just do 20 if you just attack. It'll actually do 0 if nobody has any benched Pokemon. So keep that in mind. However, if you're able to have, if both benches are filled, you know, that's six Pokemon, that'll do 120 damage. So essentially the same amount as Entei. Why did they make Raikou so different? What the heck? Weak to electric, 2 energy retreat cost. There you go. Now we have the Latias, basic 90 HP, and it knows crossing flights for 1 psychic energy. It does 20 plus. So if Latios is on your bench, this attack does 20 more damage. You know what? That's not bad. You know, for an opener, 1 energy. I'm assuming Latios should be fairly easy to get. You get that on the bench, you do 40. Not bad. Now moving into Latios, so you're building up to get into Latios. So it has the ability Fantastical Floating. If you have Latios in play, this Pokemon has no retreat cost. Outside of that, it has a 2 energy retreat cost. It does have 110 HP, so it's a little bit bulkier. And then it does Luster Purge, 3 psychic energy, 120 damage. Very good for just a basic Pokemon. However, you do have to discard all energy from this Pokemon. So, that's a bit tough. You know, most decks don't run things like Gardevoir anymore, so building up this amount of energy might not be the best. I don't know how much play that's going to see, to be honest. All right, now we got my low tick here, obviously evolving from Feebas. And actually, let me just jump to Feebas really quick right here. Feebas first. So 30 HP, it knows Leap Out. It's essentially a Magikarp, right? Because I think Magikarp has this ability to, or this attack as well. So nothing crazy there. But my low tick here, 120 HP. It has the ability Healing Ripples. So once during your turn, when you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon, you may heal 60 damage from one of your water Pokemon. Okay. That's pretty good. You heal any of your water Pokemon? Not bad. Not bad. And then for 2 energy, it knows Aqua Edge. Does 60 damage. 2 energy retreat cost. Weak to electric type moves. Okay. Now we have Mantike. Of course, that means we are also going to get Mantine. But Mantike, it is a baby Pokemon, by the way. 30 HP. Splashy Toss, no energy required. Take a water energy from your energy zone and attach it to one of your bench basic Pokemon. So you get support for the water type decks, which you don't really see them, you know? You don't see a lot of water type decks right now because the best way to energy ramp, you know, you have Manaphy, you have Misty, which is a coin flip deck. So there you go. We're going to get the resurgence of water type decks, which makes sense. Now we have Slowking. 130 HP, evolves from Slowpoke, and then it knows Litter. You should never litter. 50 times. Discard up to 2 Pokemon tools from your hand. This attack does 50 damage for each card you discarded in this way. Wow. So for 1 energy, you can do 150 damage. Hey guys, Editing Mig here. Just a quick update on this. So actually, it's not 150 damage. I'm a dummy. So if you discard 2 tools, that's going to be 50 times 2. So the max you can do for 1 energy is 100 damage, not 150. Hope that clarification helps. Thanks. Yo, what if you just do like essentially a mono type, you'd need Slowpoke, but like Slowking deck, and then you just fill it with Pokemon tools and then like draw cards. So professors and then like Iono or something like that. That would be crazy. All right, Phanpy, which knows Flail. This attack does damage to your opponent's active Pokemon equal to the damage this Pokemon has on it. Okay. I mean, that's not too bad. Really, you're not keeping Phanpy in. You're going to want to evolve it into Donphan. So, okay. It's only 1 energy. Not bad, I guess. We have Stunfisk, very basic, 90 HP. Static Shock, 2 energy, 50 damage. 2 energy retreat costs. Not that good. We have Slugma, so those Magcargo decks are still alive, but this one does 2 fire energy, combustion, 40 damage, 80 HP. All right, that's not wonderful. Traveling Merchant is a new supporter. Look at the top 4 cards of your deck, Put all Pokemon tools you find there into your hand. Shuffle all other cards back into your deck. Yo, you can use that with this Mono Slowking deck. Okay, Traveling Merchant. Cool. Now we have Miltank, 110 HP. Rolling Frenzy, 1 energy it's looking like, for 10 damage. Until this Pokemon leaves the active spot, this Pokemon's Rolling Frenzy attack does plus 30 damage. This effect stacks. Oh, so it's just like Rollout where it gets stronger after each turn. Wow, okay. So if you can start off with that, essentially going second, do 10, and then next turn you do 40, and then you do 70, right? I'm assuming that's how it works. We don't know what the retreat cost is. We don't know the weaknesses. I'm assuming the weakness is going to be fighting. I'm assuming the retreat cost is probably going to be like 2 to 3 energy. But all right, Zoroark, I saw a little hint of that, is looking sick. So it will evolve from Zorua. And then the ability is Illusion Trickery. If your opponent's Pokemon is knocked out by damage from this Pokemon's attack during your opponent's next turn, prevent all damage from and effects of attacks done to this Pokemon. Okay, that's pretty good. If your opponent's Pokemon is knocked out by damage from this Pokemon's attack. Okay, so if it knocks out a Pokemon, it's protected the next turn. And that is the promo, or not, yeah, it is the promo for the event that they're going to have. And then the weakness is unknown. Again, I would assume it's going to be grass. And then the retreat is unknown. I would assume it's 1, but whatever. And then there's the Feebas there. All right, and then there's all the other extra stuff. That's it. That's exciting. That's pretty cool. You know, that there's going to be some updates. There's going to be some new stuff happening in just 5 days. I'm looking forward to it. It is just a subset, so we should be able to collect the cards here pretty soon. So I am not going to be paying money for this. I'm going to stay free to play. However, if you want me to start spending money on this, there's a few things you have to do. You have to let me know down in the comments below. You have to type it out, comment. And then you also have to, it would be greatly appreciated if you watch. I'm working to build up watch hours, and that's what's keeping me from being able to monetize. So if you're able to watch through some of my other videos, have them playing in the background, rewatch some of your favorite ones. Again, watch it in the background or something like that. It would really, really mean a lot. But I would love to know your thoughts of this new set down in the comments below. What are you most excited about seeing? I'm excited about, actually, we don't even know if the Megas are going to be in this set, right? So the Megas might not even be in this set. That could be in another set coming out. So yeah, I'm really excited for, I love the legendary dog, so all of them I'm excited for, but I'm also excited for Zoroark. That's probably my favorite as of right now. Let me know, and yeah, I'll respond to all the comments down there. Again, 5 likes is a like all. I'll catch you in the next episode. Peace.